Welcome to episode 3 of RiONAIR. Can you believe it? Technically, it's been a whole month since I started RiONAIR. And the feedback has been amazing, and I'm so glad that all of you have been interested in doing this, and all the stuff I get from everyone is just So, my guest for this week is a adorably adorable fairy bear. Yes, they're a fairy bear. How it's super cute no matter what. Like small fairy bear perched on your shoulder. Actually, I wonder if she's microscopic. Not microscopic, but super super tiny. But we'll find out all of that and more. So, without further ado, because I love to, push things forward, let me introduce today's guest, Aria. Yeah.
Hi.
So go
Hi.
so go ahead so go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Aria April. I am a bear fairy VTuber. I am the guardian of the meadows and the protector of spring. I am a digital artist and a variety game streamer.
Oh, and you're an artist too. I love artists. Yay for
Yeah.
artists. Thumbs up for artists. Remember to support your fellow artists, and we have one right here. So be sure to support Aria. Aria. So quick question: are you like super tiny? Like, can you perch on someone's shoulder and just be like they're conscious, like Jiminy Cricket style?
So sometimes I draw my art that way, and sometimes I don't. So, one of my friends has decided that one of my powers is that I can change my size. So from either really tiny or to the tallest of 5'2". I don't get taller than that.
The top. I mean, that would make you like immediately taller than me. So I mean,
It
not
makes me
super,
about the
not super.
same height.
So
It
tell us
makes
a
me
little
about my IRL height.
awesome. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, like, what exactly do you want to know? Um,
So let's go
I
into what made you decide to go into VTubing? Like, what made you say, okay, I
yeah.
want to do a virtual avatar of my own and start doing all that stuff?
So I had started as a face cam streamer,
Okay.
and I hated it. Absolutely hated it. I think I managed to do maybe 2 or 3 streams as a face cam, and I was like, "Nah." So then I got originally a PNG tuber off Etsy,
Okay.
and I used that for a while, and then eventually I stumbled onto I think it was Shy Lily that I found, and I was like, "Oh my god, you can do so much more." Than like just a PNG tuber, and then I kind of fell in love with that concept.
So Shy Lily was your inspiration for going into like 2D VTubing, correct?
Yeah, yeah, I'd say so.
And that's actually one of my other questions, like who inspired you? So would you say that Shy Lily is your Kamiyoshi, or are there other VTubers that watched and it was like, oh, oh,
I would
oh.
say she's what intro I'd say like she was what introduced me to the genre, but for like Oshis, I would say there's a girl named Maple Chicken on
Okay.
the platform. I would call her and I have about 3. I would say maple chicken, mochi mochi, and, actually, liari, which I know you know.
Yes, I know Leon.
Yeah,
All right,
I
so
always count those as kind of my Oshis.
now out of the three, like, who do you think you watch the most?
Maple. I
Definitely.
watch Maple a lot.
I'm gonna have to look more into Maple then, because I always like when people tell me about who inspired them, it makes me want to watch as well and be like, okay, let's see how did this all come about.
Y
So
she's
I'm gonna
very
def-
charismatic.
I love charismatic, and that's what you need as a
Mhm,
VTuber. And yeah, you just need to be a very charismatic individual. Because yes, you can have a super expensive model, but if you yourself aren't interesting, it's not gonna get you far.
mhm, exactly.
All right, so tell us about your design and what. So, because you have your reference sheet here, which you sent to me. Oh, so what inspired your design?
Yeah,
It's
so
absolutely
when
adorable.
I
Oh
was
my goodness. Sorry.
thank you. Um, I was a Fox VTuber before, but I didn't connect with it, and then I was watching a lot of, Winx Club, if you remember that cartoon,
Oh my goodness, that's a blast
and
from the
all
past. Winx Club.
yeah, I was like I was sick one week, and I had Disney Plus up, I think it was, and, Winx Club was there, and I was like, "You know what? I'm sick. Let's watch something not stressful." And I forgot how much I love that show. So I'd say that and then Sailor Moon both kind of inspired it and inspired kind of like the guardian of kind of like aspect. And then, of course, the fairy from Winx Club. I drew my own design. I'm my own design mama.
I I
And I
figured since you're
tried
an
to,
artist.
yeah. So I tried to make my outfit something that I could see. There's a Winx Club character named Flora. So I
Mhm.
tried to design it to be something that I thought Flora would wear.
Okay. Is that like that wrapped around your leg there in that picture? Is that? Oh no, that's your ribbon. I thought it was a tail.
Yeah, it's a ribbon.
Yeah, I can definitely see it from the back profile that it's your ribbon in the back. It just wraps down your. I
Mhm.
thought it was a tail.
I don't blame you. From the front, the bow blends into my hair quite a bit. So it just peeks out at the back of my outfit. So it's a little harder to see.
I especially like the two-tone style that you have on your hair.
Thank you.
Like no one would expect like pink and that's like a lightish brown, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Like those no one would expect those two colors. I
Yeah,
personally wouldn't expect those.
I want it to be like a pink VTuber, but it's very saturated. Like there's a lot of pink VTubers.
Uh-huh.
So I still wanted to be like unique. And I had actually so I make like a vision board every year
Mhm.
for myself. And I IRL I change my hair color a lot.
Okay.
Um, and one of the images I put on my vision board, because I always put like a new hair color for the year, was like it's a picture of a girl with brown hair and she's holding up the underneath and she has pink underneath it in that tone.
Mhm.
And I didn't even think about it, but when I designed my VTuber, it's the exact same hair color combo.
That's so cool. I love it. I just love
Thanks.
your design. The more I look at it, the more like, oh my god, it's so adorable.
Oh, thank you. That means so much.
Yeah, I love you. Arya is so pretty, such a lovely human being.
Thanks, Bear.
not
I
even
love Bear. Bear's in my community.
not even human being. Human being.
Bean, yeah, just one espresso bean just sitting
One
on the
ex-
floor.
Alright, tell us a little bit more about your character. Like you did give me like a little breakdown of your lore, but is there more complexity to your lore or is it just simple?
Mhm. I'm actually working on fleshing out my whole lore, but basically what it is so I'm like the daughter of like Mother Nature,
Okay.
and my father's the father of time, and I'm meant to be the guardian of spring and the meadows, so like new beginnings.
Okay.
But so I am a fairy, but I have magic and I'm not very good at it. And I saw my lore has kind of a sad twist to it. So there was like a mother bear in the forest that was being hunted and had been shot, and I was trying to save her.
Mhm.
But in the process of trying to save her with my magic, I kind of accidentally intertwined our two spirits, which gave me the
Oh,
bear ears. And now, yeah, and now little baby bears follow me around everywhere because they think I'm their mother bear.
that's so cute. I okay, so that
Cute.
I also like how you gave the explanations why it's a fairy bear, bear fairy. Okay, that's actually I love that. That's so
Yeah,
awesome.
thank you.
All right. So next question is in regards to your content. Now I'm guessing you have streamed already. You stream pretty regularly, right?
Yeah, I would say I stream 3 to 4 times a week.
All right. Now your content. What do you specialize in?
I would say so I do a lot of art on my channel. That's probably the main thing I do. And then I do some gaming. Sometimes it's a bit of chaos with friends in Lockdown Protocol. Sometimes it's cozy. I actually started out strictly as an Animal Crossing streamer.
Okay.
And then slowly it turned more and more chaotic as the months went by.
So what's your favorite genre to stream?
I like party games, I would say. So
Party
like
game.
Lockdown
Nice.
Protocol, yeah, anything like that.
So
I really like playing with friends.
games like that, let's say Among Us and Mario Party or Pummel Party,
Mhm.
games like that, right?
Yeah, I love streaming those, and then I also love streaming art because it's like two sides of the same coin. So like I get to show like my very like kind of chaotic side when I'm doing
Mhm.
the party games. But then my art streams are usually like lo-fi and mellow and very like calming.
Nice. Now what's your all-time favorite party game? Is it Lockdown Protocol?
Right now, Lockdown Protocol is the hyperfixation game. For sure. And you can't trust me.
Oh, can't be trusted, huh? You heard everyone. He
Yeah,
can't be trusted.
not in that game, that's for sure. I totally have not killed the whole party with a knife, even though I was not the bad guy. Nope, not me.
Trust no one, especially not the bear. What? I got hit with a bark.
Yeah, my dog. She's in the background.
Alright, so how long have you been streaming? Like both as a face cam streamer and a VTuber total? Like how long have you been streaming for?
Um, I hit the go live button last year, January 1st, 2024.
Oh, look at that! Right at the beginning of the year.
Yep.
That it's like
It was
Happy New Year. Go live.
yeah, it was a New Year's resolution of mine actually. And I just did it right off the bat. Pulled the band-aid off.
And you said you did 3 face cam streams. What was your very first stream that you ever did
Animal Crossing.
as a face cam streamer?
Yeah.
Nice. And you said you did two other streams after that, and you were like, okay, I don't like this. Now, what made you decide that you didn't want to do face cam streaming anymore?
I am a very, very like expressive person vocally,
Mhm.
but visually I am not. So, like, I have clips that, like, nobody else can see because I have them, like, saved and privated.
Mhm.
But, like, if you were to just listen to me, I sound so animated and excited, but then when you look at the screen, even though I thought I was being animated, it's, like, just blank face. And I
Okay.
look a bit, like, done with the world, and I was like, "I don't like this." I also felt very, like, uncomfortable being perceived on
Mhm.
that level. I really like my privacy, and while face camming is great, it doesn't give you the same privacy that you can have with, like, a
Right.
VTuber or PNG tuber or GIF tuber.
Right, right. Yeah, I get that. So that's why when I started doing this, it's like I'm never gonna do face cam streams ever. I'm I'm too embarrassed like to do face cam streams. Like at least with VTubing, I've been able to show a side of myself that no one gets to see very often because I don't show myself out a lot. Like I work, but I don't see people all the
I feel
time.
that. I work from home.
Hmm.
Um, so and my department at work, I don't really need to talk to anybody else like ever. So,
Hmm.
I feel that. I feel that.
And I definitely get the, oh, you can express yourself a lot more in voice, and then
Mhm.
be staring at the screen like so intently you're just like hyper focused and you don't realize you're hyper focused. So yeah, expressions
Yeah.
definitely, vocal expressions definitely don't transfer onto your face. So as a VTuber, you can do that a lot more too.
Mm, mhm.
Especially, when you have the toggles and stuff. If you have a certain way you're feeling and you can't express it right away, just hit the toggle button.
Exactly, exactly. I also think, like, it, like, allows you to be someone who you're not every day, you
Hmm.
know?
Yep, it's
Like,
like,
I like to think I'm very me on stream, but, like, I get to, like, almost role play, as this
yes.
cute little bear fairy, and it's
It,
just something, like, positive in my day, you know?
it's like you're cosplaying all the time, and it feels amazing.
E exactly, without all the work of wearing a wig and being sweaty and
So, okay, so another question I have is, so you've been streaming for essentially an entire year, almost an entire
Mhm.
year. What has been your most favorite thing about being a VTuber and your least favorite thing about being a VTuber?
The community has definitely been my favorite. Both like my community and how supportive they are, and like I know VTubers get a bad name for drama, but I honestly think most are such sweethearts. And like the drama stuff is just what the algorithm pulls up. But most people I've met are just like the sweetest, most supporting, not gatekeeping individuals.
Hmm.
And I've met some of like my closest friends from doing this over the past year.
Nice.
My least favorite would be probably the pressure I put myself under. To like I have just high expectations of myself and I can be a bit of a perfectionist. And I do think sometimes with content creation that comes out a little bit more.
Yeah, it does. Like I totally get that too, because I'm always comparing myself with other people, and I try to stop myself from doing it, but it's hard because you're in this very very big space. Like the VTubing space is humongous. We all know this.
It's massive.
So
It's
there's the
massive and it's competitive. Even if you don't want it to be competitive, there is still a competitive aspect to it, like, you can't completely avoid that, and that's the same for face cam streamers too, right? Like, you
Yep.
don't wanna compare yourself, you don't wanna think of yourself as competing, but there is still that slight competitive aspect of it.
And the most you can do with that is you can either go with it and risk burning yourself out completely trying to keep up with other people, or you could just not go with it and do your own thing.
Yeah, I've tried to get better at, only comparing myself to myself. So then it still motivates me to do, like, more and better, but I'm only comparing myself to my previous best self, you know?
That is an amazing way to put it. Compare yourself to yourself.
Yeah.
I definitely do think a lot more people need to hear that message and to start doing that too. I can't tell you how many people I've seen that get into VTubing trying to be the best and they end up burning themselves out.
Mhm.
Like you
I
see
think, like, another
people.
good
Oh, sorry.
No, no, sorry, you finish, you finish.
No, because I was saying like I see people with less than 1,000 1,000 followers and stuff have been streaming for only 6 months, and then you'll see a graduation post saying, uh, like either it's work. Most of the times it's because they found something else they want to do. But the other times it's just like they feel like they can't compete with the space. And that really bums me out because these people probably had a chance as if they did something, for themselves, but instead they went the competitive route and they lost.
Exactly. I think too, um, people need to remember that no matter what size you are, there's always, and this goes for anything in life, there's always going to be someone better at it, and there's always going to be someone worse than you at it. Which means there's always someone you can look up to and always someone who's looking up to you. Even if you think there's not, there's someone who is looking at your content and maybe comparing themselves to you. And I think we all excel in different areas, and sometimes it's hard to see where we're excelling because we're so focused on that we're not excelling in the same area as someone else.
Right, right. Beautifully put, Aria.
Yeah.
All right, so speaking of communities, tell us about your community. You say you have like a really supportive community, which is what every VTuber wants. Every VTuber wants a community that supports them and is there for them and always, tells them, well, not tells them what to do because we don't like that, but, helps them be a better version of themselves.
Yeah.
How does your community match up to everything I've just explained?
They're really good. They're funny, they're sweet. A lot of them are fellow streamers, which is always like kind of cool. Supportive, maybe harassing. Yeah, sometimes they harass me, but in a funny way.
That's par for
I
the
like to
course with
think,
any VTuber. They're always getting
yeah,
harassed.
it's like sweet and kind with a little bit of spice.
It's a little bit of spice. I love it. Yeah, it feels like that way with the VTubers and communities have that symbiotic relationship where someone is going to get bullied. It's either the VTuber or
Yeah,
the community themselves.
yeah, or some both.
I mean, the both that's a healthy balance right there. If both the VTuber and their community are insulting each other back and forth, and it's like playful and not serious at all, that's a very healthy relationship.
Yeah, I like to think ours is very healthy.
I mean, I think so too. But it seems like not a lot of people trust you when you're playing games. They're like, okay,
I hope so.
I love it. All right, so now tell me about your dream collab. Like, when you've gotten to a certain point, who would you like to collab with out of the hundreds and hundreds of VTubers out there?
Oh, that's so hard. That is such a hard question. There's so many cool VTubers out there. I think Enabel would be really cool to collab with because she's another fairy.
Mm-hmm.
I
Inaba.
have been very lucky to collab with like my top Oshi Maple. Um,
Nice.
so yeah, that's really cool. If I ever blew up, which is like, you know, I don't like to like be like, I'm gonna blow up one day, but if I ever did, I think, Shy Lily would be really cool.
A lot of people go with Shy Lily, and I've gotten the chance to see a lot of Shy Lily stuff. Like I watch her content on the daily whenever I can. I love her stuff so much.
She's just funny. She's again one of those like charismatic, like she could say anything, you know, and
Hmm.
it's like gonna be genuinely her and just like the way she carries herself. And I think she handles critique well. You know what I mean? Like, because we all get
Yes.
kind of trolls and stuff in our chat. And I feel like the way that she handles it, she's never like angry,
Hmm.
right? she does call stuff out, but she's usually funny about it, and she's just kind of like, "Well, it's me," you know?
It's me.
And I think she's a
Now,
lot of grace too. She's talked quite a few times about like people messaging her about having similar things in her design, and she's like, "It's okay, you don't have to ask." And I think that's like a really good quality too, that
yeah,
she's not upset when people get inspired by her.
yes, yeah. Actually, that brings another point across, which is actually another question. Like, there, the VTuber community, as we have said, is very big. So most of the time, or all the time, there is going to be overlap. There is going to
Hmm.
be a character design that is going to look similar to you, or similar style and stuff. So let's say another character popped up that looked similar to you. How would you react?
Mm, I think it would depend how it was handled. If it was one of those situations where they're literally trying to be the person, you know what I mean? Like they purposely like make their username very similar and stuff, that would probably get under my skin a little bit. I don't think I would publicly react to it, but I would be lying if it wouldn't bother me. If I just happened to stumble across another design that was similar to mine, even if they did take like inspiration from it, I I would just like be very like excited and probably want to like collab with them and be like, okay, well, if we're gonna look alike, then let's do this. let's let's hone in on this.
Nice, nice, nice. I wish more people did that instead of, immediately going to shame the person. I've seen it far too
I think
often.
a lot of times too, like people don't even know those people that they look like, or
Mm-hmm,
like maybe they follow you, but they don't pay attention to your content enough. And like when you're creating designs, like you do subconscious choices,
mm-hmm,
right? That you don't realize you're doing. And I think you can very easily subconsciously choose design traits that you've maybe seen on your feed, but like it's not someone you interact with all the time. So you didn't realize that you were like, oh, Arya has bear ears and Arya has a pink and purple green scheme. Um, if you don't interact with me every day, but maybe you see my stuff, that could like subconsciously influence. So I think people are too quick to jump down the throat unless it's like, like an exact replica. Like if someone did your model but just like changed the hat to like purple,
mm-hmm.
you know, like that's different because that's clearly copying. But even then, I think you can have a conversation with that person privately first.
Yeah, excellent way to look at it. And it actually it's happened to me as well. Actually, the person themselves came forward and was like, "Oh, our designs look strangely similar." And they did look similar. She had white hair and twin tails. She had the black streak, but she had it on both sides. Her eyes had the heterochromia, but on the opposite sides. And the only difference was she didn't have cat ears. Other than that, our models looked very similar, and so now we're twins. So we become twin
I was gonna
sisters.
ask. I was gonna ask if that's who you were talking about because I've seen you post with them on Twitter. Yeah, see, I feel like I'd go that route too, where I'd be like, "Oh, okay, well, we're just long lost cousins or something."
Which is the mindset that everyone should have. No one should break someone down because their model is similar to yours. Like if they're like
No,
going
it should be
if they're
exciting.
going the full, it's just a recolor and they have your name is almost the same, then yeah, that's something you might want to, you know, confront them about, but don't do it public. Don't shame publicly.
Yeah,
Do it in private. And if you can't come to a consensus, then try to work it out in a way that's not going to be filled with drama. Because we have enough drama in the VTuber
exactly.
community as is.
And we don't need it. Most of the drama is very, very avoidable.
Yes, it is. Alright, let's see. We've gone through mostly intro and stuff. Oh, so for your for your future, we're gonna talk about your future. Do you see yourself doing this for another year, 2 years, 5 years, and where would you want to go? Like, what do you want to be known as a content creator?
I definitely wanna do this as long as I can. Um, it makes me very happy. I would love to be partnered one day. I think that would be really cool. I wanna work towards, being, like, probably not like a full out VTuber mama, but who knows? But more of a I love designs and doing outfit creation, so I'd love to be, like, someone's design mama one day. I think
Okay,
that would be really cool. Um, and I guess I just want to strive to be known for I have a personal motto that I use in life that I do talk about on stream and in situations like this that is kindness first always. And that's something that I would really like to like always, come across.
kindness first, always. I love it.
Hmm.
Love it, love it, love it. And we definitely
Thank
need
you.
more people like you in the VTuber sphere. If
Oh,
every
thank
if
you.
everyone if everyone took your motto and action your motto, not model. If everyone took your
Please don't take
motto,
my model.
if everyone took your motto and applied it, we could probably see a lot of good in the VTuber community. It probably would be drama free, which we would all love, but unfortunately, we can't do that. So,
Yeah, I agree.
all right, so I'm gonna open the floor to questions from anyone that's watching right now. If anyone watching has a question that they would like to ask Arya, go ahead and ask them now. And while we're waiting for people to ask questions, Arya, as a VTuber, if let's say someone wants to start off being a VTuber, what would you like to tell everyone watching right now? What would you like to tell them if they wanted to start being a VTuber themselves?
Don't over stress about your design and having it perfect right away. It's okay to start with something and change it as you go. That
Yes.
would be my biggest one. I know so many people who are afraid to start because they don't know, if they want to stick with this design or if they rebrand, people won't stay with them. But I was for the first half of the year, I was Frightened Fox and I was a green-haired Fox VTuber. And I didn't connect with that. And then I changed to just a fairy that didn't have bear ears, but they were more like space buns on her head. And then they evolved into bear ears one day when I was doing art, and like that's okay. Because as long as you build a strong community, it doesn't matter if you change your design; that they will be there.
Perfect. And what about let's see. Let's see. Ah. I had so much stuff in my head, but when it comes time to like actually getting everything out, it's like, oh no. All right, so let's see. We've talked about your future, we've talked about your past, we've talked about your inspirations. Do you think you've inspired anyone? Do you
I
think you've
hope
had an
so.
effect on people? Oh,
I
quick
hope so. I think so. I have.
ah, there we go. Do you play HSR?
I'm horrible with acronyms. What does HSR stand for?
Honkai Star Rail.
I don't, but I've seen it and it's really cute. It's really cute. I feel if I started it, my wallet would cry.
Have you ever played any sort of gacha games at all?
I played Genshin Impact for quite
Okay.
a while. And I just started Infinity Nikki,
A lot of people like I
which
haven't
is
I haven't played that game yet. I should probably try that game because it does look very fun.
it's very pretty. And if you've played the Mobile Love Nikki games, like I grew up playing with them, um, it's just it's so cool to see it change into like an open world.
I haven't played the any of the Love Nike Love Nikki games.
They were
Eh,
really fun, but also broke my wallet.
okay, so how much do you think you've spent on gacha games? A rough estimate.
Uh, probably not too much. Maybe when I was younger, like 18, 19, probably like, oh, I don't know, a couple hundred. But I don't spend on them anymore.
Yeah, I've kind of spent like maybe close to $1,000 on gacha games. I
Yeah,
have,
I think a lot of people have.
I have a
I'm
thousand.
perpetually broke, which does help on the on overspending on gacha games.
Okay, so we did have another question. When did you see yourself starting to get returning viewers? Like, when did you start to see regulars? And do you know what might have
Mm,
prompted it?
I was really fortunate when I started. So I started January 1st of last year, and I did hit affiliate by the 14th of that month. But I think the biggest thing for reoccurring viewers was networking. So um going into other streamers that I liked and like consistently being there and raiding into them. And then kind of like they would come over. Um and then yeah, I think for me that's I got a few reoccurring like right off the bat from just creating strong friendships with people.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say like for more like natural, like people just organically finding your streams, I would say probably not till like April or May. I noticed consistent reoccurring. Um, I was playing a very like Animal Crossing is a very like kind of I want to say like cult following game. Like people who like Animal Crossing really like Animal Crossing. It's same with like games like Dead by Daylight, and sometimes you can get reoccurring like viewers more easily through games that kind of have that following, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. It does. Like, I know a few people that started that got viewership from playing games that are like popular at the time, like League of Legends, and a lot of one of my moods got incredibly popular from playing Fate Grand Order. FGO has a very big community, so that helped them get viewership and consistent views and stuff like that. But yes,
I
networking.
think also,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna add, I think also it's hard, but having a consistent schedule
Mm-hmm.
makes a big difference. So there's nothing wrong with like quote unquote like guerrilla streaming where you just stream whenever you feel like it, but I think I notice more growth when I have like a set schedule where it's like doesn't have to be set on the games. I know some people do like set for exact games on which days, but like for example, I stream art every Saturday at 9 a.m. my time, and that does help because people know when to find you.
I can't stick to schedules.
Oh, it's so hard. I can be bad at it too, but it definitely helps when I'm able to stick with them.
I mean, having the the 1 day a week where you have a set category planned helps a lot. But
Mhm.
I think trying to do more during the week, it does get difficult. I used to have schedules, and then I got incredibly busy, so it's like the schedule stopped, and now every stream has
Mhm.
become a gorilla stream.
Which is fine too. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I go through like kind of month periods where that's all I do because that's all I have the spoons for. But
Mhm.
uh, I do think I notice an influx when I am consistent.
All right, so we do have another question. In your opinion, who is the best Genshin husbando slash waifu and why?
Sucrose, Sucrose. I love her.
Sucrose?
I I don't know if I have a why other than she's just friggin' adorable and I want to pinch her cheeks. But Sucrose.
She's adorable and I want to pinch her cheeks.
Yes.
Well, there you have it. Sucrose is best waifu in art.
Hmm.
For me, it's Huta. I like
Oh,
her.
okay, yeah, yeah,
I like her. I just like her energy, and the fact that she's
yeah.
voiced by Rie. So,
Good choice, good choice.
all right, floor's still open. If you wanna, continue asking questions, please do so. So for for you, Arya, let's see. It's very difficult because I've gone through more or less all the questions off the bat. So now it's trying to come up with some some questions that are like completely out of left field. Oh,
I
okay.
think
So you're an artist. What is your favorite? What is your favorite thing to draw? Like consistently, what is your favorite thing to work on as an artist?
I really like drawing female characters. Um, a lot. And I really like hair. Like that sounds weird, but I like I'll take like if I was gonna draw you, for example, your pigtails are like normally very like straight down. There would be no rhyme or reason for it. There's just wind in the picture. Your piggy tails are flying everywhere in like dynamic poses and like maybe kind of your hair's whipped across your face for some reason. It's you could be inside in a room with no wind and I'm still gonna draw your hair. Like something epic is going down.
I kind of want to see this now. I might have to do a surprise commission. It's like, okay, can you draw me in a room completely closed off, but my hair's still flowing?
I am sitting at the desk, the the RiONAIR desk, but my hair is all over the place.
My hair is wild and unruly. All right.
Yes.
Question from Rufus. What's your favorite? I think you've actually did say this already, but we're just gonna do it again for clarity's sake. What's your favorite game slash stream series done to date, and what is your least favorite game?
I would say for stream, Lockdown Protocol. That's what I had said before, but my favorite game right now to play is actually Fortnite.
Fortnite?
Um,
Oh, you play
and
Fortnite? Let's go.
yeah. I may have just dipped my toes into it for the first time, and it may be my whole personality right now. Um, but my least favorite is okay, there's a couple games that like I love off stream, but so I wanted to be a cozy game streamer. That was like my goal, and
Mhm.
I love them off stream, but on stream, I hate streaming them. I wanted to like streaming Fields of Mystery. I hated every minute of streaming it, but I like playing it offline. I wanted to stream Little Kitty Big City, hated doing it on stream. Wanted to do Short Hike, hated it on stream. I just those games I think I love watching other people play them, but I do not like streaming them myself. I
Right.
think when I'm live, I'm too chaotic and energetic, that I find it weird. It feels
Yeah.
wrong.
I get that. It's like you can't be chaotic and play a cozy game at the same time.
Yeah, it's a little harder. The vibes don't mesh.
All right. So here's a question from Bloomin. Uh, do you use Clip Studio or Adobe for your art?
Neither.
Use
Um,
neither. Ooh, okay. What
I
do you use?
I would love to use Clip Studio or Adobe. I currently run everything off a very tiny laptop that gets very mad if I run either of those programs. So I
Okay.
am slowly, slowly building a PC that I can use. So in the meantime, I've been using Krita, which is actually a free one,
Okay, I heard of Krita.
that you can get. Yeah, and you can do a lot with it. It's a little bit more limited than Clip Studio, but it actually is really good for a free program.
Nice, nice. All right. We do have another one. Arya, do you like vampires and do you like drawing them?
So that is my stream life, being a little troublemaker, and she knows I like drawing her. But yes, I do like drawing vampires.
Oh, okay. Coming here to ask the questions you don't want to ask on your stream. I see how your community works now.
Yeah, see the bullying. It happens. She's actually one of my mods.
Oh, well, they're being sneaky. Actually, not sneaky. They're like blatant out in the open.
Yeah, yeah. It's okay,
Aria's
it's mutual.
Aria's watching you. You better be careful or you're gonna be
Mhm.
her next target. She's already told me she can kill. As a detective, that should worry me a little bit. It's like, okay, I'm probably gonna have to investigate this, but at the same time, it's okay.
You really have to investigate if I'm just open about it.
I mean, yes, stuff does have to get done as an entire process, so you have to go through a lot of paperwork, and I don't want to deal
So
with
it'd be a
it.
boring investigation.
All right, come on, keep the questions coming. It's actually, I like this. I like this a lot. It's like it's a mixture of two communities just asking you questions, and you can immediately point out, oh, okay, this is a member of my community right here.
Yeah. Um, I think before you got your raid too, you were asking me if I think I inspired anyone ever.
Yes, yes.
So I can answer that. So I do think a little bit. I have an unofficial stream team that I started with
Okay,
another
cool.
streamer, so I co-founded it. And it's for streamers that stream art and gaming. That's like our only requirements is that you have to do both.
Mhm.
And I do think me, as long with Sky, which is the co-founder, have inspired more people to be comfortable showing their art on stream. It's something that I find a lot of people think that they need to be at a certain level before they start streaming it, but you don't. And like that was kind of why we started the stream team, is just to encourage people, because the more you do art, the better you get at it, and it doesn't matter where you start. Um, and I find, you know, it's good to show off who you are and not be afraid of that.
I want to get into art as a medium so badly. And I do have a tablet and I have tried like dabbling in art. I have done little doodles here and there. I actually did one on stream where I was doodling VTubers in my style, if you can even call it a style. But I do want
I
to
think
put more time into trying to do art myself.
you should. I think a good way to do it too is being like fun art collabs where it's like not very serious. So like me and Nick's actually, who's in your chat right now. One of the first few art streams we did to get comfortable is we collabed together and we asked both our communities to give us a theme for an emote, and then we would both, without looking at each other's art, draw the same emote and see how it came out differently between the two of us.
Okay,
And
oh,
I
that
think
sounds
sometimes
fun.
that helps with like art block, and it helps with not putting pressure on yourself.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna have to try that.
Hmm. And I think finding a community of other artists is always good. People that can give you like advice without it being a criticism, you know? Because I
Yes.
think you can't always see like what's wrong, especially with proportions, right?
Mm.
Sometimes you can be looking at your art and you're like, oh, something's off about this face, and like I can't figure out what's off about it. And if you have like a group of artists that you trust that aren't going to be like, it looks stupid, and who are actually going to be like, well, actually, like I think the eyebrows are too high up, or the eyes need to be spaced this way. I learned that, eyes should be always one eye length apart from each other, right? Like stuff like that. I think that helps a lot with growth in art.
I'm gonna have to. I'm actually am writing all this down. This is a learning experience for me.
If you ever want art tips or someone to hang out and do art with, you have my Discord.
Oh,
I am happy to
definitely.
help.
I will definitely be reaching out to you. You can be my art
I'm
teacher.
by no
Thank you.
means a master.
It does.
Definitely still a baby, but
I'm not worried about stuff like that. It's just more about, helpful tips and, pointers around the way. Just, a little bit. It's like, okay, here, do a little bit here, a little bit there, etc., stuff like that.
mhm.
I'm perfectly okay with that. All right, so here is another question because you have been streaming for a while. What is the longest stream you've ever done?
12 hours.
How long?
12.
12 hours? Was it a subathon?
Yeah. Yes.
So what did you do? What did you do on the stream?
So I had a subathon in September. I started with like a tier list for VTubers. I put them what musical genre I thought that they would be in if they were in a band
Mm.
and like what instrument they would do. So that took up a lot of time. That it popped off on Twitter. I wasn't expecting. I had to close it at like 100 entries, which I wasn't expecting. So that I think took up, a good 4 hours
Oh my goodness.
of that. And then we did some silly things like so I'm a 18 plus community. I would say we're still like decently say so, but not always. So I had a wheel of like cringe. So like if you donated a certain amount or whatever, we had to spin it and there was some innocent stuff on it like I really hate pineapple. I detest it with a passion. So there was eat a can of pineapple on
Oh
there,
no.
which I hated. Yeah, and then there was like silly stuff like saying things like "ara ara," but like in the anime voice and like other
Uh-huh.
like little cringe things.
Ada, ada.
Um, yeah. Ara ara.
Oh my.
Um, stuff like that. And then I had my mods on for a bit and we did some games. I think that was most of it. And I had a
Nice.
lovely mod who stayed on with me for the whole 12 hours, like on BC for all of it, which did help.
Was it Nyx?
It actually wasn't. It was Sky who started the stream team with me, but I think Nyx would. Nyx would definitely do that.
No, it wasn't Nyx. Thank you for clarifying that, Nyx. Hi. All right. So any final thoughts?
Mm, I guess thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. It's been a really fun experience.
It was very
And
nice
thank you for
having you
your
here.
community.
And I hope that everyone watching now will continue to support Aria on her VTubing journey. And that's not just, streaming and stuff. Also, take a look at her art. Do you do commissions?
Yeah, I do on VGen is where most of mine are, and then I have on my Ko-Fi like two packages that it's like you prepay a certain amount and then you get art for the next 3 months. There's like two different tiers for that.
Wow. Ooh, that
And
sounds cool.
yeah, I only open those. It's a new thing I'm doing, but I'm only gonna open them once every 3 months. So whoever gets in on those slots, that's who gets that three
First,
month section
ah,
then.
so you heard it there. First come, first serve. But 3 months of Aria art.
Mhm.
Actually sounds very nice. I wish I had a disposable income for artists, like a separate income for
Yeah.
artists. I want that so much.
I did try to make those packages affordable. Like it's way cheaper than if you normally get my art. So I think like the gold package, I think is like you pay $40 and you get two pieces of art a month for 3 months. So it ends up being like I think $7 a piece or something like that.
Ooh,
And
that's
then
not
the
bad.
other one is yeah, and then the other one's just a chibi package. I think it's $20, but you get one chibi every month. Um, yeah, so it's still cheaper than if you bought like the chibi yourself.
I'm gonna
like
look
each
into
month.
this. I might be I might be a customer. I really want that hair blowing wildly in a closed room art piece.
You're like, I must have it. What do I look like with wild hair?
All right, so thank you, Aria, for spending time with me and telling us about your VTubing journey. It's always a pleasure, and I definitely will be supporting you for in the foreseeable future for as long as you are a streamer, as long as I know you, as long as we're
Aw,
besties.
thanks. And same goes to you. I love your channel. I'm a avid lurker here.
Thank you so much. I'm pretty sure while you're doing artwork, you'll have me on in the background.
Yes, yes.
All right, everyone. So this will end our episode of RiONAIR. Thank you so much for dropping by. Thank you for all of the questions. And be sure to tune in next week as I will be bringing another small VTuber onto my channel. All right, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay warm, stay hydrated, and keep on keeping on. Remember to hit that go live button. Don't hesitate, just do it. I will see you all next time. Have a good one, everyone. Janet, bye bye. Aria, you say bye bye too.
Oh, love and fairy dust. Bye.
Janet,